there is a growing international consensus calling for an immediate ceasefire and a peaceful resolution to the ongoing conflict in the affected regions, encompassing over 120 countries worldwide. But despite this urgent plea, some nations, including the United States, have yet to answer the call. The current situation has witnessed an alarming loss of lives, surpassing previous records and leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. Imagine a world where peace reigns, where the sounds of laughter and joy replace the deafening roar of bombs. In 2021 alone, a single incident resulted in 14 casualties, turning what should have been a normal day into a day of profound tragedy. Among the victims was an innocent Indian citizen, whose life was tragically cut short. In the past, clashes between Israel and Hamas have left countless shattered lives in their wake. In 2006, a staggering loss of 185 lives was recorded on the Israeli side, with a heartbreaking toll of 3,476 lives lost in Gaza. And who can forget the haunting events of 2014, where 67 casualties and 6 civilian deaths occurred in Israel, while a devastating 2,310 lives were lost in Gaza. The numbers alone paint a somber reality, but when we delve deeper, we uncover a disproportionate toll. Over the years, approximately 21,500 lives were lost in this tumultuous conflict. Yet, the numbers tell a story of stark contrast, with 1,400 deaths reported in Israel, compared to a significantly higher number on the other side. It's not only the physical casualties that haunt us, but also the emotional scars left on children. Distressingly, reports suggest that over 4,000 children have been taken away from this world, leaving behind grieving families and shattered futures. Their innocent lives extinguished in the crossfire, a heartbreaking reality that demands our utmost attention. Now, let's step back and analyze the underlying factors that have perpetuated these bombings. The escalating tensions that triggered this wave of violence began with an initial incursion in Thrissur. As news of the incursion spread, an alarming cascade of events unfolded, amplified by the power of social media. Pictures and videos circulated, capturing the devastation and fueling a sense of righteous anger. People around the world took to the streets, waving flags and cheering, unaware of the full extent of the situation. But it's important to remember that the situation is never black and white. While Hamas has been associated with rocket attacks, it's essential to recognize that they have also been involved in direct acts of violence. The reality is far more complex than what can be portrayed in a single headline or viral video. Disturbing footage of the violence may not be suitable for all platforms, but it circulated widely through private channels, leaving a lasting impact. Let us strive for a deeper understanding, empathy, and a genuine desire for peace. Together, we can work towards a future where the children of Gaza and Israel can grow up in a world free from the horrors of war. Imagine a world where songs become weapons, and attacks are carried out with the same intensity as terrorism. That's exactly what happened when the footage of the Hamas attack surfaced. But what happened next was even more shocking. Kal, driven by a deep desire for justice, launched a retaliatory rocket attack on Hamas. The world watched in awe as the conflict unfolded, but little did they realize the true horror of the situation. While celebrations ensued worldwide, oblivious to the truth, the people of Israel were left to face the devastating aftermath of this terrorist attack. The international community failed to see the impact of this tragedy, allowing themselves to be blinded by the illusion of victory. It's clear that Israel's decision to carry out this attack without considering humanitarian concerns was a deliberate stance against Hamas. Hamas hoped to negotiate with the 240 Israeli hostages they had captured, but their strategy backfired. Instead, this event unleashed a wave of violence that claimed the lives of 1,400 innocent people. And yet, the world continued to celebrate, unaffected by the human tragedy unfolding in Israel. Let's not forget the United States and other nations who attempted to intervene. Their efforts were in vain as they faced opposition, particularly from countries like Britain, who feared the escalation of weapons in the hands of Hamas. Inevitably, the situation spiraled into a war between nations, leaving no room for compromise. It's heart-wrenching to witness the loss of innocent lives, especially children, caught in the crossfire. The death toll continues to rise, leaving a scar on the conscience of humanity. This painful reality cannot be denied, no matter how hard we try to look away. This conflict has deep-rooted consequences. Israel's decision to prioritize its own loved ones and allies at the cost of innocent lives created a chasm that can never be bridged. The enmity between the two parties will persist, posing a grave danger for both sides. What's more, the innocent children who are losing their lives today will become the seeds of future threats, fueling the never-ending cycle of violence. As humans, we cannot ignore the truth. The images we see, the stories we hear, they resonate within us and demand our attention. This is not just another war, but a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the compulsion to seek a lasting solution. It's a critical moment in history, where the choices we make can shape the fate of generations to come. Imagine a battle, not just between two nations, but one that has the potential to shatter everything. In the heart of this conflict lies Israel, a nation facing a peril unlike any other. But the true danger doesn't lie in the destruction that war brings, but rather in the aftermath. It is in the moments when the dust settles that those who have lost find the strength to rise again, plotting their revenge against Israel, ready to seize power and bring an even greater threat to its existence.